All right, we are gathering together to do our CAAP Task 1 peer review. And if there's anyone that would like to begin, we can get started.
I would like to start. I did Tamika's paper, and Tamika, I commented that I loved your outline of how you had everything documented on your CAP plan, very much to like the research paper. But I thought you did a great job in outlining how your teachers feel about the school climate of this through the empowerment, the leadership, and how with the time they utilize at the school. I commented also on your breakdown. I thought that you did a great job of specifically breaking down the components as far as like your graphs and your charts. I also see that you pulled off of the State Department website, and I also pulled off of the State Department website as well, with talking about your survey, the number of teachers that answered the survey, the number of teachers that were pleased with the school climate. And I also thought your strengths were in your figure 1, where you have the breakdown of your team. I thought that was significantly important that you have, your grant director who's involved, math department chair. I also noticed that this side note, your grant director goes to my church. Yeah. But overall, I thought you did a great job. The only thing that I commented on was maybe fill in more details for your recommendations part. But other than that, if you want to like give more specifics and details there, I think that will make your paper even more understandable there. So that's what I have to say for yours.
Thank you. Okay.
All right, well, I can go next. I peer reviewed Heath's paper, and I thought that you did an excellent job. I thought that you provided a very thorough analysis of the survey data that you collected. And I also really thought that it was great how you utilized the North Carolina teacher survey and Google Forms, to create a survey for your staff. And I think that a lot of the recommendations that you provided are something that's definitely going to help your school. I didn't notice any weaknesses. I thought that it was very descriptive and very developed. It's always very descriptive and very developed. So I kind of like to look at yours, sometimes and see, okay, how did Heath explain this? Because you do a really good job of doing that. Leadership is demonstrated when you establish your CAP team, when you take the lead to assess the climate, and then how you and your team develop the recommendations to fill the gaps that you all saw. It was written in a professional manner, and it's logical, organized, and professional.
Thank you.
But overall, I thought you did a great job.
I didn't peer review Heath, but I did read over your paper, and I think you guys spoke on it earlier. I was like, wow, you was able to get people to respond to the survey over the summer. That was excellent leadership as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think they're scared. That's what it is right now. They're just
Yeah,
they're responding out of fear is what it is. So. So. But
go ahead.
Good. Now you go ahead.
I did Calandra's paper, and I was finally looking over my final comments. Okay, so on Calandra's paper, I always like how she introduced pretty much each component of her paper. She always bring in DeFore or one of these researchers, educational researchers. I always like that about her papers. I always try, but I don't quite get that far. But anyway, I thought it was well organized. Thought you had a lot of data to support the school climate, what you was trying to outline. And I actually initially I didn't have in my paper, I did not use the school report card until I saw your paper and Heath's paper. So then I went back and made some changes on mine. I also think that your school provides a good tool for the data breakdown. I don't know what tool you use, like your student ethnicity and so forth. I don't have access to that. I don't even know if the district I'm in has that type of format, but I really like that to provide a lot of detail on that. I thought it was well organized, well developed. The only thing I would say to probably make some more, not really improvement, but the analysis part, I think you can kind of detail it a little more than what you have. It seemed like I got a little confused on one part. It wasn't clear based on, I guess, the 5 components we're supposed to look at. So maybe like take another look at that one. I didn't write down specifically what I meant on that section, but it wasn't just really, I guess, defined.
Okay.
Is what I would say. But overall, I thought it was great. And that's my quick analysis. And it could be that I am slacking on some parts because I've been reading so much lately. So.
I'll go ahead next. I reviewed Candace's paper, and for her content, I said that the content was great. I said that you hit all 5 of the areas that you had to, the measuring areas, I guess they were called, for the task 1 framework. You used the advanced ed survey, like I said, before, and I hit on that before, the fact that I couldn't find the advanced ed survey stuff for my school. The fact that you could do that, that's awesome, because that advanced ed is sort of like that TWCS that North Carolina has, and it really kind of fills in the gaps from the survey data from there. And I said that all your research results from the teacher empowerment survey was used to support the climate analysis. Between the advanced ed survey and the teacher empowerment survey, and showing all that stuff graphically, through the Google Forms and doing it that way, it really helped to, kind of meld everything together and actually show the whole climate of your school. One of the things that I said about that whenever I was looking down through your paper, that whenever you're looking at the advanced ed and the teacher empowerment survey, I don't think you had anything less than like an 87%. So like on those percentages that you went down through, I think everything was above that. I said anything above an 85 or an 80% is just the fact that that's, shows great cohesiveness in that school. And that the climate in that school is it's already kind of heading in the right direction. It just takes a little bit of tweaking to get it to where you need to go. And it's really easy to just kind of do those little tweaks. The strength, I said that your narrative used great research statistics from your surveys and websites available to the climate analysis. You were able to clearly demonstrate that SJE results leaned in the position or in the positive direction, and how those results impacted the climate. I also said the analysis of the data for each of the 5 areas was concise, and you came up with great recommendations for each of the 5 areas. Whenever you did your analysis, whenever you did recommendations, you could see that the recommendations went with the analysis of what you found. So any recommendation that you gave for any of those 5 areas really went back and kind of hit on that analysis that you found, and really kind of shored up that weakness that you had in your school and that climate. So I really think that you put a lot of thought and effort and energy into those recommendations that you did. For the weaknesses, I just said maybe with each of the areas, maybe develop each of the areas a little bit more. With I think the resources and the stuff like that, there was a couple, I think there was 3 or 4 sentences, but if you just develop those a little bit more, that might help to do that sort of stuff. Also, maybe include an agenda that I know that they usually are pretty big on seeing like an agenda or minutes or a picture or something like that. So in the summertime, I know it's so hard to get a picture's like a unicorn or a Yeti, where you can't get those in the summertime. Yeah. So you might as well just throw an agenda in there, right. In the summertime, and then at least that'll give them proof that you did it, whenever you did that. And then the assignment column of your chart, your CAAP chart, your CAAP team chart, whenever it was the assignments, I think that you copied and pasted those assignments, and every one of them was the same. So okay. Whenever I was looking down through that assignment column, and that was they were all the same. So you might want to just change that before you turn it in for final.
Yeah, they were all supposed to be the same.
Were they all supposed to?
Yeah, because everybody had a different section that they were supposed to.
I got you. Because I think the assignment said something like everybody was going to review like sections 2 through 3 or something like that. So I didn't know if you wanted them to review the different sections.
I'll reword it, because I meant for it to say for them to review your area and then
Yeah,
find 2 to 3 weaknesses, and then provide a recommendation.
Oh, I got you.
So
See,
I'll go
for
back
some
and
odd
read
reason, whenever I was reading it, I thought that I skimmed down through it, and I thought that, because I have it in front of me right now. Yeah, it says review your assigned area, 2 to 3 weaknesses. For some odd reason, I was thinking you were wanting them to do like sections 2 and 3.
Okay.
Like, okay, so yeah, that makes more sense now. Whenever I look down through it now, that makes a little bit more sense on that one. Okay, never mind that one. For some odd reason, I was thinking that you were having everybody do sections 2 and 3
No.
and skipping 1, 4, and 5 for some odd reason. I don't know. That's what happened when I was doing it real fast.
Okay.
Your leadership, the fact that you did the CAAP team was formed. You had clear delegation of your duties. Your teacher assignments were clearly the data area to analyze was clear for each of those members. The table and the narrative clearly states the relevant job of each group member and gives a specific area of analysis for each group member. You cited solid reasoning for the choice of the CAAP team members, and the data was driven by prompts pertaining to the CAAP analysis.
Okay, thanks.
Wow.
Mr. Bonaparte, 1 minute. Calandra, you know, I forgot that I think you might have sent me the draft, but your reference page was missing on that one. I forgot to say that before.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, I just would add a big ditto. I did Candace's as well. The organization is clear. There's definitely the strategy is clear. Everything that's supposed to be there is there. The information is clear. The only thing I would add is that maybe in the sections like the leadership section, maybe adding a few more anecdotes or a few more points of analysis there. But I mean, the bones are definitely there, and they're good, solid bones. So there's the format is accurate. The documentation, as far as your citations at the end, are accurate. They follow the APA style, which, as you know, is a bone of contention for me. It's real good. I mean, it's very good. And your artifacts, and I think it was mentioned earlier, the research you use, the fact that you are apparently a stealthy, secret agent teacher, that's going to prove valuable. It's going to be very valuable in your future endeavors. I mean, you know, keep having that favor. I think you used it well. You used what you had, the information well, and produced a quality piece of work. So I didn't note some of those. That's the only thing that I noted as a weakness. And if it's a weakness, it just needs more development.
Okay.
It just needs a little bit more development, which I think at this stage, that's exactly what you have is exactly what they're looking for. So.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Is that everyone?
Think so?
All right. All right. Well, this concludes our peer review meeting, unless y'all have anything else to add. No? All right. If not, I'll send this to y'all, okay?
All right.
Thank
All right. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
All right.
you.